you check the children? Show a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes. That is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hola, Fright fans! Fuego here, and welcome to the horror show and the last of my patron reviews that I'm getting us caught up on today. It's been a very busy spring and summer since returning to Arizona State for film and media studies and whatnot. Cecil's hella busy with getting Dylan's New Nightmare, which is ready to premiere. At least about a week, less than a week as of this filming. So lots of stuff to be excited about, but I am a little less excited, honestly, to be talking about the May poll winner. Yes, I know people obviously voted it up to be discussed. This is a film called The Ledge, and this is a movie that I actually watched about a year ago, I want to say. I rented it on VOD, because of the fact that the premise intrigued me a little bit. I do like these sort of climbing suspense thriller sort of things, and this one is actually available to stream on Hulu now. So if you have that particular Streamo service, which is now owned by Disney, there's a lot of people speculating what the future of Hulu is going to entail, but that doesn't necessarily factor into this. I do believe it is still also rentable on VOD if you don't have Hulu and you would like to pursue that particular route. But The Ledge is it's lackluster, kind of cheese, and it's kind of one note too. So a lot of people are making the cliffhanger comparison, and rightfully so. It's been a while since I've watched that Sylvester Stallone movie. I know he's working on a reboot, legacy sequel, rebequel sort of situation, but in any event, this is where you have two friends, these two girls who are doing the climb thing, and they basically run afoul of a group of dudes, and I'm trying to remember, since it's been a minute since I've watched it, if they're doing like a bachelor party excursion sort of thing. But in any event, they commit a crime. Something bad goes down, and our main lead lady, who is kind of our final girl of sorts, she films it, and these guys are aware of it being filmed. And then it turns into her basically trying to climb to the top and them being after her and the pursuit and whatnot. And it's that's about the full extent of it. I mean, you do have some infighting amongst these guys, which becomes kind of a thing, and backstabbing, and, should we just turn ourselves in, and so on and so forth. So that's unfortunately a bit, but I don't know, man. I just really didn't like this movie. Dialogue was cheesy, villains were one note. So yeah, it didn't really help the situation that since initially watching this, I saw a film called Fall, which I thought was significantly superior. Now granted, that was PG-13 and this is R-rated, and so there is, like, when some kills and things happen, there's not like an abundance, but this film is definitely more R-rated. I will definitely attest to that. But Fall, I thought, like, had significant better tension despite like no real body count or anything of that nature. So it's tough for me not to watch this and think that while this was filmed pretty well, although there were definitely instances where I'm looking at this climbing and I'm like, I know that they did the camera trick, so it's not as perilous as the switcheroo has made it out to be. But I mean, that's good directing though, right? Is when you can just present the illusion and make it seem like, okay, yeah, they're actually scaling this wall. Although you can tell the girl, our lead lady, I do believe she has, whether it was formal training previously or specifically for this role, it's convincing, and so I don't know, it's just such a one-note film. It's on the shorter side, so I guess it can kind of sustain its runtime, but it's really the fact that it's just very much that you see a crime transpire and these guys are after her. It sustains its runtime, but like just barely for me. And I'm assuming that since this won the May poll, this had a lot more positive of a reaction from some people. I would not go as far as to say it's bad, but I once again, the comparison factor between this and a film that I thought was significantly more effective that came out within around the same time. It's not like a Armageddon Deep Impact sort of situation or Ants of Bug's Life or anything where it's like almost the exact same friggin' movie, because the scenario in Fall is different obviously, and you have just a much more condensed cast of characters in that. But yeah, I mean, performance by our lead lady here is not bad. It's not bad, and her friend, I mean, not terrible, but yeah, our lead lady holds the fort down significantly better than the very cookie cutterness of the villains, and then also the worminess of, you know, those in these band of dudes that, you know, think that they should course correct and, you know, just kind of live up to what they did, so to speak. So I don't know, man. This is definitely going to be like a little bit on the shorter side, because from a, like, you know, sound design standpoint, I mean, there's no like memorable music or anything of that nature. So this one, when I watched it initially, was incredibly forgettable, and then when I saw that it was the May poll winner and I was gonna, you know, take the time to review it, I watched it again, and I feel like I liked it even less. You know, I found a few more merits upon the initial viewing, but once again, both of these viewings were sandwiched around fall, which I liked quite a bit. So I don't know, everybody. That's, you know, obviously a bit on the shorter side here as far as my thoughts on The Ledge, which is extreme. Yeah, I mean, rock climbing, it's an extreme sport, right? And so setup, solid. Execution and writing of, you know, our villains, very one note, and just kind of blah at the end of the day. So yeah, everybody, that is my thoughts on streaming on Hulu and also VOD rentable, but I would not recommend spending the money like I did upon first watch to check this out on the VODZ. So yeah, gang, that's my thoughts on The Ledge, and I obviously still extend the grande gracias for those who are listening to my forewarning about this one. There's so many other great things that you could watch in comparison, so that's why I'm not going to give it a recommend, unfortunately. But if you liked it, hey, as I always contend on both in Fuegotainment, my separate solo channel, and I've always said here on the Horror Show, art is subjective. So if you dug this one, don't think that I'm just like trying to break you down or anything of that nature. It's just really, I don't know, I was thoroughly underwhelmed by The Ledge. But yeah, Hulu is your destination if you don't want to pay a specific separate fee to check it out. And yes, gracias to all of our patrons who are watching this video. If you have something that you would like to recommend for us to watch beyond the poll and do a review on, please feel free to either up your tier or make sure to remember to put in your requests on the monthly so that we can, once the film is completely out, there's still going to be, you know, months of promotion afterwards, obviously, but we're going to get a better handle on things being out in a significantly more timely fashion with the patron stuff going forward. So your support there means a hell of a lot, and it means a hell of a lot for you guys sitting here and listening to my rambling thoughts on The Ledge. So I've been Fuego. Y'all have been Rat Status, obviously, Fright fans, and until next time, remember, stay scared.